Starting in less than 3 hours, I'm going to be running 48 miles in 48 hours with no sleep. And I've never run more than 50 kilometers in my life. Right, so with university finishing less than 5 months ago, I found myself getting a little bit lost with who I am as a person. At university, you're set real-time goals with real-time finish lines, and it gives you a direction, it gives you a purpose. So as any bloke does when he's in a little bit of an identity crisis, I did some digging on the internet to find the hardest challenge that I felt like I could possibly do while staying at home, and I stumbled across the David Goggins 48-hour challenge, which is pretty much running 4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours. Sounds a little bit insane, right? Like, truth be told, the thing that I've kind of come to realize more and more in life is that the more you do something, or the more that you push yourself to do something, the more you realize you can do. So I thought I would try and take on a challenge that is so far out of my comfort zone that anything else that I do in the future seems like less, you know? Anyways, enough of the deep chat, because this isn't therapy. Let me show you what I've prepared for myself for this, because as you guys may know, I'm one of the most underprepared people for everything and anything in life. Roll clip of me on top of a mountain in sideways rain without any waterproofs. I just say yes to a lot of things, and then by the time I actually get round to doing them, I realise that I shouldn't have said yes to it, basically. But this time, because I decided that, well, my life may potentially be in danger because I've never done this much aerobic exercise in my entire life, I decided to be prepared. So let me show you what I brought. Starting over on this side of the table, we've got some warm tracksuits and a headlamp, which when I turned on last time almost blinded me. Like that is a serious piece of kit. We then have some Cis Electro isotonic gels. I have not had these in years since I played tennis. We also got some recovery tablets because, well, I'm probably going to need to do a lot of recovery. We've got jumpers, we've got 2 pairs of shoes. Listen, I think the number one rule when doing a larger amount of exercise than you normally do is like, don't do them in a pair of shoes that you've just bought. But my other shoes give me blisters and these can't be any worse than those. So yeah, we bought a new pair of shoes for them as well. We've then got several pairs of socks because, well, I don't know, it's wet and it's cold and it's rainy, so we've got those. Shorts, had to find a way to get some Lacoste of this somehow. Lots of eggs for protein because we're going to be burning a lot of protein and I don't want to lose any muscle, not that I have very much of it. Some of this milk, recently discovered it, 70 grams of protein in a litre. I don't mind if I do. Peanuts and raisins because lots of sugar, lots of protein. Then we've got a smoothie again for some sugars. Tuna, beans for some protein. Banana chips because these are pure carbohydrate. And dates because these have loads of calories in and are also very sugar dense. Not sure if it's too late to carb load, but I present to you butternut squash and potato, well obviously there's potato in it, shepherd's pie. I mean, we'll ignore the fact that I'm literally running in less than 25 minutes, but you know, what can go wrong? Eating on a full belly of carbohydrates. Honestly, like, just as I was putting my shoes on, I think it kind of really dawned to me that I am actually doing this. Like, I've been saying I'm going to do this for like 2 months. I kept putting it off. I put it off by 2 weeks once because I was just like, I don't think I can physically do this. You know, we are going to be starting this in less than 6 minutes, less than 5 minutes. It hits. It really hits. But you know what they say, the hardest part is starting it, you know? And once I've gone out that door, there's no turning back. So it's just getting out that door that we've got to do. Right, well there it is, 8 o'clock. Let's get this show on the road. Right, so now we got started, and this is not fun. I thought I'd quickly explain a couple of rules. Number 1, there is no set time for running these miles. You can run them at whatever pace you like. The only goal is that you start what you finish, and that you do, well, effectively the 2 marathons. My second thing, and this is one that I've introduced, is that I'm going to be doing this without music. I'm not going to be running to any music, which is something that I normally do when I go running. And the reason that I'm doing this is because David himself obviously doesn't believe running to music. And also kind of because I just want to give myself some time with my own thoughts, you know. I feel like I spend so much of my time on my phone, or I have done since I graduated. And you know, I feel like this is the perfect time, or the perfect drill, perfect exercise, you know. We always do some like meditation and some deep thinking about the choices that I make in my life. But yeah, anyways, I'm currently 2 kilometers in, so we're gonna keep going, and I'll update you when I'm back. Right, well, 4 down, 44 to go. Right, well that's the first one out of the way. A couple of quick notes. This is gonna be tough. Like, I honestly took that very slowly, but I can already feel it in my legs, which is slightly worrying because obviously I did the hike last weekend and I've been wiped out this entire week because of it. Didn't do any exercise this week because I was trying to recover, and I don't even know if I've recovered yet, let alone be fit enough. I don't know. Another slight concern that I've got is obviously I did that very slowly, like very, very slowly, which in principle is okay because, you know, I'm not running as fast, but I'm worried about the amount of time that I'm gonna be having on my legs because that's always what kills you. You know, now that we started, we certainly can't go back, so that's one positive. Another positive is that it was really peaceful. Running in the dark is not something that I've ever really done before. I've always kind of been secretly kind of terrified of it, but actually it was really calming. Right, the time is currently 11:30 and it is really starting to weigh in on me how difficult this is going to be because I am absolutely shattered. Like, I am so tired. I've spent the last 2.5 hours doing some editing, sat there, and, you know, we've only done one of these runs and I am already ready for bed and we haven't even got to the second run yet. Regardless though, I am extremely apprehensive of the fact that, like, when I get back from this run, I need to get some sleep. So I've laid out all of my stuff so that when I do get back, I can literally hop straight into bed. Because truth be told, getting any amount of sleep in this challenge is going to be absolutely critical as to whether I can make it through the entire thing. And every second in that bed is going to count because when I get back from this race, I know for a fact it's going to take me probably another half an hour, 45 minutes to lower my heart rate, my adrenaline. I'm probably going to want to shower, and then that leaves me with what, like 2 hours to get some sleep before the next one. Right, well, the clock hath struck 12. Let's get back out on the road. Did I just run faster through that section because it's pitch black? Yeah, absolutely. I am bloody terrified of how dark it is. Honestly, I can see why when David Goggins runs in the night, he gets his wife to run with him. This shit is fucking terrifying. 8 miles. Completed, mate. Anyways, I'm gonna try my best to try and, like, calm my heart rate, and then we're gonna go and get some sleep because I am petrified at this 4 AM run, which is gonna be having a good 3.5 hours. Right, well, the time is currently 1:10. Anyhow, the tactic that I've gone for is I've just set my alarm for 3:50 and 3:55. Which I'm hoping, fingers crossed, are going to wake me up, ready for my run at 4. I've then also ahead of time set my alarms for 7:50, 7:55 and 7:58 so that I'm ready for my 8 o'clock run, because my goal with this is that what's going to happen is that I am going to go on this run at 4 after this sleep, and then I'm literally going to do the run and then I'm just going to come back and crash again. I don't know if I'm even going to, like, shower. I'm just going to try and hope to get some sleep at that time in the morning, and then we're going to go on this run at 8, and then we're also going to try and get some sleep after this, because the number one tip that David Goggins gave when, I don't know, speaking about this was try and get as much sleep as possible when you can, or just raw dog it and don't sleep, but we're not going to be doing that. Anyways, I'm going to try and get some shut-eye, and I shall see you in 3 hours and 35 minutes, which sounds absolutely insane for a man not about to go on holiday.
Well, this is gonna be fun.
I cannot even begin to tell you how every single inch of me wants to go back to bed.
Right now, like, the adrenaline and, like, excitement of doing this for the first time is carrying me through. And I can't say the same will be happening tomorrow. Tell you, even the street lights are turned off right now. Like, it is pitch black. I have lived in this town for every year of my existence since my birth, and I have never seen it like this. This is actually incredible. Like, there is not a single person out. Round 3 complete. To say that I feel violently ill right now is a massive understatement. I literally thought I was going to throw up there. Anyways, let's get another shower and then try to get back for some more sleep, because that is definitely going to be crucial for the next, is it 36 hours that we are in now? I don't know. No, 12 hours we are in now? I don't know. It's 5:10. I'll see you in 3 hours. Oh my god. This is bloody relentless. Right, well it's 8 AM. That was a really tough wake up. I think I got less than an hour's sleep. I slept in my lenses as well because I forgot to take them out, so I guess at least I didn't have to do that this morning. But yeah, the good news is that it's now light outside, so no being scared of the dark anymore. The other issues that I've now got is that my muscles are now starting to seize up because, well, we've run 20k. That's further than I've ever run in my entire life, pretty much, and that's almost further than we did on the hike last week. It'll be alright then. We're just going to keep the pace nice and slow. We've changed over to my recovery shoes. On to part number 4 of 12. So actually, not too bad. The other thing that I'm really quite excited about is that this is the first run that I've done without the head torch. And although it kind of looks cool and, you know, it's a big bright light, what more as a bloke do you want? I was honestly starting to break out from it. Like, it was digging into my forehead from the sweat and everything. So, kind of pleased about that because it was starting to get really quite irritating. Miles complete. That was absolutely disgusting. Oh my god. I think the problem is that on top of the fact that I didn't really stretch properly at 4 in the morning, and then combined with the fact that like I haven't eaten anything substantial for like 12 hours, absolutely awful. Like, oh, I feel like I could cry. Let's make some breakfast, try and get some food on board, and then let's try and get some sleep. There aren't really too many things in life that I feel like a good English fry-up can't fix. It's just kind of got everything in it that you might possibly need when fulfilling a long and tough day. And like, I'll die on a hill saying it, but I really don't believe there's a better breakfast in the world. Like, honestly, I bet Kipchoge has this for breakfast before he runs his marathons. That's how good this stuff is. I mean, all yogurt and granola, we could be having that as well, but I feel like I'll save yogurt and granola for later in the day. Don't want to burn myself out too quickly. Breakfast completed. I'm feeling rather full, a little bit ill to be honest. I might have eaten slightly too much food. Well, I'm hoping that is going to replenish some of my energy stocks so that I can continue, because otherwise this could be an incredibly long day and a half, which is what we've got left. Or day and a third, actually. 1/3 of the way through now? I don't know. My maths is not really mathsing. Because I have had literally 3.5 hours sleep, we're going to basically have another quick shower because I can't get enough of showering today, and then we're going to hop back in bed because every scrap of energy counts. It's 12 o'clock, well, 12:05, I might have slightly overslept. I feel violently ill, but we're going to keep it going. We're keeping it going. We're not stopping, absolutely not. Do you know what? I've changed my mind. We feel good. The fresh air is only good for us. Round 5. Here we come. You know what? I'm going to put it out there for the first time since starting this. I actually feel mentally pretty good. The only downside is I can feel my body feeling or beginning to feel quite tired. However, something that I've kind of picked up from playing tennis over the years is that mental tiredness is much harder to get over than physical tiredness. Like, mental tiredness is like a real battle between yourself, like between the man in your head telling you to stop and you, whereas physical tiredness, like, I can keep telling myself to go, you know, like I can keep pushing through no matter what. For now, we're feeling pretty good, and after this we're going to have that reward of knowing that I've done 20 miles, so yeah, keeping it going strong. Well, that's 20 miles with a big fat green tick. One more and we're halfway there, and like, that puts a smile on my face. Truth be told, I was trying to stave this off as long as possible. I wasn't going to have this until 3, but then I've kind of come to the conclusion that if I eat at 3, which is incredibly close to when I'd be doing my run at 4, there's a good chance I might throw up, and then all of that food and everything that I like need from this, you know, like the calories and the salt and everything to stop me from passing out my runs will be gone. However, one thing that is going to have to happen is that I'm going to have to find a solution for this evening, because I didn't eat between 8 and 8 last night, and that's 12 hours without food whilst doing an extreme amount of exercise, and I mean, no surprise I felt awful this morning. But yeah, I'm going to finish this, we're going to try and get some stretching done, and then I might try and get an hour's more of sleep, because tonight could be something else. Honestly, you think the more I slept, the easier it would be to wake up. It's a myth, it's a lie, it's getting harder. We are now at 4 o'clock. Once I get back from this, we will be halfway through, which I can't tell you how excited I am for. What I've just done, I've got to do all over again, but potentially even more tired. But also, I think what I'm going to try and do and try and trick myself into believing is that at this moment, when I get back into this room, I am going to achieve 24 miles, which is insane. Well, here we go. Back out on the road. It's incredible really how much mood affects what we do on a daily basis. Like I, for example, also just received my first draft of the short film back that we shot 2 weeks ago, and obviously, you know, massive project. I was kind of nervous, a little bit apprehensive how it was going to come back, because, you know, I'm not an actor, really. You know, as much as I want to be an actor, I'm definitely not Leonardo DiCaprio. So to see it come back and for me to be like somewhat happy with my performance, even though there are definitely elements I could improve. Such a nice little high going into this. It's actually terrifying how quickly it gets dark now. God, I miss the summer. And there we have it, 24 miles, halfway. Run as high is something else, man. I cannot even begin to tell you how proud I am of myself.
So here we have it, half bloody way. Honestly, it's kind of weird looking at the screenshot to think that that's what I've accomplished over the last 24 hours. Admittedly, yeah, we are only halfway, but I can't even tell you how proud I am of myself for doing that. I remember yesterday looking at the start time thinking, this is going to be one of the hardest things I've ever done. And you know what, so far it definitely has been. But, you know, to even be at this point, it feels incredible. It really feels incredible. Regardless, I think something that's become more apparent to me than anything else is like, this is a window into David Goggins' mind. This is a challenge that he does once a year. I don't know why he does it once a year. He does a lot of things once a year. But, you know, credit where credit's due. This has been tough, like really tough. But, you know, we've got there and we're now halfway. So all focus is on the second half and making sure that my body is in the best condition possible to complete that, because I really don't want to make the same mistakes that I made yesterday, because I made a lot of mistakes and I really paid for them this morning.
You know what, it's actually alright. I was a little bit apprehensive seeing how it came out of the can, but don't mind if I do. Ladies and gents, it is that time. It's 8 o'clock. It's time for the second half of this to begin. Now, my body has very much seized up over the last 3 hours. But the good news is every single run from now is a step closer to home, and all I can think about is tomorrow night. That sleep is gonna go crazy. Let's get this done, people. That was bloody gorgeous. I'm starting to understand the hype of night runs now. Right, so I came to the conclusion after all of my hard work today, regardless of whether it's a good idea or not, that I deserve a warm bath. Because honestly, I feel like I deserve that little luxury. That is nice. The other thing that I'm also going to try and do after this is try and get a little bit of sleep. Right, the time is 10:15. We've just had the bath. There's just something so special about baths, you know? I think the aim now is to try and get like an hour and a half, an hour's nap. Is it a good idea? Maybe, maybe not. I don't really know. But yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep and I shall see you bright and breezy at 12 p.m. Well, technically 12 a.m., but you know what I mean. Oh, well, here we are, back again, 12 o'clock. Nothing changes, right? Very pleased that I managed to get some sleep then. I really do hope that it makes a difference. I don't say it lightly. I really think the next 8 hours of this challenge might be the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. The waking up and getting yourself back out there again is brutal. Like, I was dreading it lying in bed just then. You know, and then on top of this feeling of just sort of dread and exhaustion, my feet are hurting, my muscles are aching. It's quite something.
I know sometimes life can be tough, and you feel like you just had enough.
Tell you what, I'm proud of myself for that one, Jesus. The only real feedback that I have for that is, firstly, starting to kind of enjoy running in the dark, you know, there's something quite nice about the anonymity. The only slight issue that I picked up on that particular run is obviously when I had the bath, it softened my feet up. So that moment of luxury that I definitely should have saved until after the run has now absolutely destroyed my feet. Like, my feet are in tatters. I did a lot of pain. But as a little treat, and also because I need to make sure that I'm carrying on getting the calories in, we're gonna have myself a little yogurt granola. Roll the clip. That was a good bowl of yogurt granola, that is for sure. Fingers crossed that also means that I don't feel like I'm about to throw up on an empty stomach on the 4 AM run. It's 1:25. We're 2/3 of the way through. I'm gonna try and get 2.5 hours sleep, and I'll see you at 4 in the morning. I really don't think I could have slept worse. Do you know what the brilliant thing about this particular run is though? Is that this is the last run that I will be doing in the dark for this challenge. And after this, there'll only be 3 left. I've basically finished it.
You got it. I believe in you. You got it. I know you got this. You got it. Just keep on trying.
I'll tell you what though, I can definitely see the appeal of it. Of like getting up at 4 in the morning because you feel invincible. Oh my god, I hate the iPhone alarm. 7:55. 3 more to go. I reckon in total, including the nap that I had before 12, that I slept 3.5 hours last night. And that is being optimistic. I actually don't know if I feel okay. Honestly, I mean, I haven't spoken to a person in 36 hours now. Oh, but it's alright. We'll get this one done, then there's only 2 left. It'll be all sunshine and rainbows from there, you know? I think psychologically the thing that I keep discovering with this challenge is the in-between period. It's the waiting, it's the apprehension, it's the stress, it's the knowing how much further you've got to go. 48 hours isn't a short period of time to do anything. I don't know, regardless though, I've got a feeling this might be the slowest 4 miles I ever run in my entire life. I feel like I can feel every knot to have ever existed in my calf, ever. I rescind absolutely every statement that I've made saying that the night runs are the hardest. The 8 AM run, that was horrible. That was actually horrible. I haven't experienced pain like that in a long time. I thought I was gonna pass out for almost the entirety of that run. And I think the reason is typically, again, not eating enough during the night because, you know, you don't want to be eating like a full meal at sort of, I don't know, 3 in the morning. But in reality, like that's kind of what you need to be doing. Anyways, I would make myself a big English breakfast, but I honestly don't think I've got the energy, so we're just gonna have the leftover tuna pasta from last night because I made enough to feed a small army. You know, times are tough when you're eating pasta for breakfast. I haven't done this since first year at university. I've run out of dry sports socks, so we're just drying the ones that I've already run in. I'm sure it'll be fine. Right, well, it's 12 o'clock. We're going out for the second last, I wish it was the last run. I've discovered that I am now growing blisters in places that I didn't even know you could get blisters. And if you're a little bit squeamish, maybe don't look now. I have managed to grow a blister on the inside of my big toe. How is that even possible? That just gives you a little example of what my feet are currently looking like. Oh, here we go. 10 down, 2 to go. Spirits are high. My feet slightly hurt. Let's get this done. Honestly, I'm so grateful that I can't see myself running right now. Like, my run has dissolved into somewhat of a cross between a hobble and a limp. It's very embarrassing, and I think if I could see myself running right now, I'd probably tell myself to stop. I'm sure it'll be alright though. Only 7.5 miles of this embarrassment left to go. So here we are, the final journey, the final leg. Been an emotional one, that's for sure, but between me and finishing this challenge is 4 miles, and that's it. And we're done, and this
48 hours of mental hell, physical hell, David Goggins hell is over. But yeah, the next time I see you in here, I will have run 48 miles. Over the last 3 hours, I've been trying to work out what it is that I'm going to do to celebrate. Because, you know, this is, like, all jokes aside, this is a really big achievement for me. I mean, you know, it's not quite graduating university, but it's definitely up there in terms of mental resilience. And I kind of came to the conclusion that it might have to just be sleep, because I really truly believe that if I had like a Domino's or an Indian, it might actually finish me off. The other thing that I've kind of also forgotten to mention is I was going through the maths of like how far I've actually run, and obviously when I mapped out the route for where I wanted to go and how far I wanted to do it and where I was going to be going, well, it's not an exact map of 4 miles, it's actually slightly longer, and pretty much I kind of came to the realization that if I just do this loop, then I will be roughly around 48 miles, it will be just slightly over. But I was also kind of thinking that like there aren't really very many opportunities in life where you're going to have to like run 50 miles, and technically 50 miles is only really 3.2k more than 48, right? So depending on how I feel when I get to 48 miles, we may potentially try and push for 50. Oh, look at those feet go. It's official, 48 miles. 48 miles in 48 hours. Oh my god, that feels good. I mean, technically we're not done yet. Right, so I just checked my phone and we are officially 500 meters from the end. It is getting really, really dark, but there is nothing in this moment that can make me happier than that. 300 meters. 200, 150 miles. I am so proud of myself. That's all I can say. That's what I'm feeling right now, is pride. That is debatably one of the hardest things I've ever done. And no one is ever going to take that away from me. Right, so I've just had a bath, I've had a stretch, I'm about to go eat, and I thought I would just finish with some closing thoughts before I then pass out and go to sleep, just while they're fresh in my mind. Look, I first spoke about doing this challenge to a friend in June, and in reality, the only thing that actually took to finish it was actually just starting it. Did I have the best running gear for it? No. Did I do any training for it either? Rather stupidly, also no. But I think the shining light from this is that if you break up any task into small bits, then anything is possible, because there is no way I would be able to run 80k. Like, as I've repeatedly said through this video, I've never got further than 15 kilometers. Like, that is a different beast. Today and yesterday, I proved to myself who I am, and that is what we're about, man. That is what we're about, and that just makes me happy. Like, it really does. And you know what? I'm gonna throw it out there because I do want to do it at some point. If I throw it out here, then I've got to do it at some point. I think I've got a 100-kilometer race in me. I really do. I mean, maybe not a race. Maybe I'll just do it by myself, but I've definitely got 100 kilometers in me at some point, and that is gonna happen. So I've thrown it out there. It's gonna happen. I don't know when. I'll find the time, but yeah, you heard it here first. Regardless, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I am going to go and sleep for an eternity. But yeah, as always, please make sure you like, subscribe, check out my other videos, and yeah, have a lovely day.